Welcome to another edition of the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Raymond Wu. Do you know that Taiwan has an aging population? Within a span of 15 years, from 1993 to 2008, the proportion of our population aged 65 and over has grown from 7% to 10%. That certainly qualifies under the United Nations definition of being an aging society. In today's program, we're delighted to have two very special guests who have first-hand knowledge about the provision of elderly care in Taiwan. First, on my left-hand side is Ms. Xenia Chang from Hondao Senior Citizen Welfare Foundation. Welcome, Sandy.
Thank you.
Yes. And next to Sandy, we have Ms. Xenia Chang from the Merry-Go-Round Film Studio Company.
Hi, Raymond.
Yes. It's a delight to have both of you on Taiwan Outlook. First, I'm going to start with Sandy. Sandy, you work with Hondao Senior Citizen Welfare Foundation.
Yes.
What's your mission for the foundation? And the kinds of senior services you apply for the aging population in Taiwan. What has been your experience in terms of how these services are received by the senior citizens?
Yeah. Okay. In 1995,
yes.
Our founder, Mr. Guo Dongyao,
yes.
He just retired from the CCF, and he saw there's a lot of problem and a lot of news about the elderly people living alone and sick or die at home without any care. And that's why he decided to set up Hondao Senior Citizen Welfare Foundation to help the disadvantaged elderly people.
Okay, so that was back in 1995.
Yes.
And so far, in the last 13, 14 years, and how many senior citizens has the foundation been able to provide some welfare relief and services to the senior citizens themselves, also to their families?
Okay. Because we have a lot of services such as daycare service and hot meal service, hot warehouse, and a lot of volunteer service and community service. So every year we serve almost 5,000 senior citizens around the island.
Okay.
Yes.
And how many facilities do you have? You have one in Taipei?
We have office in Taipei, Taichung, and Kaohsiung.
Okay, so the three major cities in Taiwan.
Yes.
And every year you take care of roughly about 5,000 senior citizens. But that's not, I mean, it's not insignificant, but also it's not a very big proportion of the 2.3 million senior citizens that we have in Taiwan. How do you think the overall picture look for senior citizen welfare in Taiwan today? I mean, with a private foundation like Hondao can only take care of so much, but how about the rest? Are the services provided by their own families, or does the government have other programs or measures to help to fill the gap?
Yeah, as we can see, our birth rate has been constantly declining.
Of course.
And there's a big structural change in our traditional family system, and a better public health also help people live longer. But right now we don't have a very comprehensive long-term care system in Taiwan.
No.
Yeah. So there's a big problem with the long-term care system, and right now. Mostly we rely on the nursing institution. Okay. And so the core family, if they have a disabled elderly
person,
they had to pay a lot of time and effort to take care of this elderly person.
Yes.
And for them, one of our cases, we have a couple.
Yes.
They have to take care of their own sick grandparents and the parents at the same time. So for them, they don't have any.
That's a heavy burden. Yes.
Yes, it's a very heavy burden. So as we can see that there's a lot of problem with our long-term care system, and for Hondao, what we have to we are focused on community service because we think if elderly people can live happier, can active participate with the community service or with the public affairs, they can be more healthy and they can be healthy. And they also can be more happy.
Yes,
and
they're more engaged with the society.
Yes.
And also you have a Hondao Volunteers Association.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, we had over 40 volunteer stations around the island.
40 volunteer stations.
Yes,
okay, that's quite a bit. Yes.
Yeah, and we have over 1,000 volunteers.
Okay.
And provided free service to the senior citizens, such as like cleaning, shopping, and materials support.
Okay.
And also just conducted a visit or accompanied by simply talking with them in person or on the phone.
Okay, so that part of it is also the kinds of services that you provide for the Hondao Foundation in general.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And let me ask you, Xenia, that you being involved in the production of a documentary that has a focus on the Asian population problem in Taiwan. What have you learned from that experience as a producer of this documentary?
I think in the society, mostly we will think that the elderly people are weak, they are useless, or they are just they have no other valuable or things to the society. However, during this process, I found that the elderly people, they are not just useless or weak, because even though they are old, they are getting old, but they still got the power, the dream. So when they have the dream, but they still want to chase the dream. They want to fulfill their dream of their whole life. So during the process, I think no matter young people or elderly people, they can be inspired or encouraged to dare to chase their dream or to fulfill their wishes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this project is funded by private sources or by the government or by the foundation?
Oh, actually, it's by the foundation, because basically it's originally a case.
Okay.
We just simply want to record the activity for last for 13 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the beginning, we just want to record the activities.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
the daily routines.
Yeah.
Okay.
But afterwards, we found that these grand riders, we call them grand riders. Yeah.
Okay.
These grand riders, they have much more special experience or history you could ever thought.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why we have the plan to make it into a documentary. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you expect the documentaries to be aired? In Taiwan or overseas, or what's your target audience?
We wish that we could. Actually, we are still doing the editing right now.
Okay.
And we wish that we can, go to put the movie to the theater, and then everyone can go to the theater to see the documentary. And what's more is that you can even bring your parents, your grandparents to the movie theater to see this movie. And besides, we are also planning that we are going to participate to the International Film Festival.
Okay.
We would like to deliver this kind of spirit to the whole world, not only in Taiwan.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you would like to heighten the awareness of the Asian society problems that we all have to confront. And do you think that's going to be helpful in terms of the kind of objective that you want to achieve?
Yeah, I think because we are going to become an Asian society. I think it's not only in Taiwan; it's in the
many other parts.
Yeah, many other. Yes. So, but in the meantime, we may not think of that Asian society what it look like, or maybe we just think that maybe we will become useless when we get up. Yeah, but it's
hope not.
Yeah, of course not. So the film, one of our hope is that let all of the people know that when you get old, you can still be strong. You can still be powerful to do things, as long as you have dreams, as long as you have some thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's why we wished we can deliver this to all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to turn back to Sandy. Sandy, I understand that Hondao does a number of very important services for senior citizens in Taiwan. How do the senior citizens respond to your services? Are they receptive, or because of the traditional Chinese notion of filial piety, they felt like they're getting older, they should be taken care of by their children or grandchildren? How the senior citizens react to the kinds of services that your foundation provides?
Okay. We are not just provide the service to the elderly people, but we also try to empower them.
Okay.
Like for example, like we encourage them to join our community service and our community activity. For example, there's a group of our volunteers in Jiayi Daling.
Okay.
And their average, those volunteers' average age is 76 years old.
76.
Yes,
okay.
And in the beginning they are our client.
Okay.
But now we encourage them to come up and become a volunteer.
Okay.
So right now they go to the community and take care other disadvantaged elderly people, and also that involve a lot of community service. And also we have one volunteer. He is 91 years old, and he still take care of a lot of disadvantaged elderly in Taichung.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank our two guests, for their comments at the beginning and give us this, overall comprehensive view of the aging population problem in Taiwan. And we're going to take a short break, and we'll come back to the Taiwan Outlook. I'm going to continue this discussion with our guests, and we're going to talk about the kinds of problems that most senior citizens in Taiwan, as well as in other parts of the world, do face in their golden age. We'll be right back.